All right, folks, so as you can see, I've got a couple different versions of this in my iPad. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate this to make sure that I don't lose my work. I always make sure that I duplicate. And now we're going to show you how to export this in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close out of that. I'm going to tap on here, and I'm going to go export example. Always, always, always make sure you make a duplicate before you do this next step. All right, folks, so once we got that down, now we come in. I do not need my motion path anymore, so I want to eliminate that. We're going to delete. And I'm going to delete my master groups, which is why I said you make absolutely certain that you've got them all locked up, because you don't want to lose that master group. At that point, the animation goes all the way sideways. So now, look at how I've got my frames laid out from the bottom to the top. All right, now we're also going to turn off the background layer. I don't need that. So we're in pretty good shape there on my layer structure. Now what I do is I come up and I select every single one of my frames. All right, now I told you I wasn't going to go to 30. Yeah, it turns out I went to 30. If you have too large a gap in between frames, it really leads to a blocky style of animation. So now I come up to my wrench, and I'm going to share my layers as an animated GIF. And now look at frames per second. You see how that is set at 10 currently? Now if I come up to my 30 layers, 30 frames per second, you'll notice now I have a 1 second clip. Now if I move it down to 10, how long is that clip going to be? You see how blocky it is, and it's about 2 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and export as a 30-second animated GIF in full resolution. You know what? Let's go ahead and do web ready. I'm good with that. All right, perfect. And now let's just go ahead and save it to files. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put it in my Dropbox. Oh, it's not going to let me here. Yeah, I know. All right, animated GIF, 30 seconds, web ready. Let's go ahead and put it in Dropbox. Save to Dropbox. Let's go ahead and save this. I'm going to call this export GIF 30 FPS. And save. All right, good deal. So from there, you can go right to Facebook. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do one more here. I'm going to export it as web ready. And then I'm going to go ahead and save it to my files. And I'm going to save it under Procreate, and I'm going to add. All right, cool. Now if I go to my files, let's give it a shot here and see what we created. Oh, got to find my files. I am not an Apple guy, as I said, so the structure here is a little bit wonky for me. All right, and we come down here, and we export example. And there it is, folks. All right, you have your first full animated GIF, or GIF, however you want to pronounce it, in Procreate. So hope you learned a little bit. Hope you learned a little bit about 4.3. And I'm interested to see what you make. So hit me up, tag me in whatever you make, 7th Season Studios. And I'd love to see what you create as a result of these lessons and this course. All right, let's go ahead and get into the next ones.